Hello everyone, my name's Naomi Parker. I'm a costume designer and maker, and to go with this year's Pride theme of Circus of Acceptance, I'm going to show you how to make a tightrope walker costume. Okay, I'm going to start using red and white stripes because it's a good old-fashioned sort of traditional, slightly burlesque circus theme. I got this one from a charity shop, Primark, online. Then I've got these really cheap tutus. If you can, try and get these ones with the stretchy top because it's a bit more flattering around the waist. 3 or 4, I reckon, is a really good, produces a really good size. So, now the last one, I'm going to attach some rather zhuzhy fabric onto it. So I'll put it on just so you can see how we're going to achieve that. So the fabric I'm using is called Sequin Dot on Lurex, but if you just put Sequin Dot onto the internet, you'll find it. You need to measure from there to there, like so, and then double that width to make a strip. And then the length of the fabric needs to be about 3 times the width of the waistband of the tutu. Okay, so I've got some of this gold fringing. I think it's called gold bullion. Just get it from upholstery shops. It's really good for that ye olde circus theme. When you're cutting it, it has a tendency to fray like mad. So what I would do, just put a little bit of sellotape on. I'm putting it on the folded edge of the fabric so I get a really neat line. Putting the glue on like that. I would do about a foot at a time, 30 centimetres if you're in metric. And then bob that on there, press down. I'm just going to pin that on to the middle of the tutu. Here. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach that piece of fabric onto this piece of fabric, quarter of the way around. So I've got some thick thread with a knot in it, and I'm just going to pull that out and just sew that on. My hands are in the way. Okay, so next layer, to achieve that kind of corset without buying a corset or a leotard, I'm just using a cheap vest top which I'm going to decorate with stars like this. So I'm going to use this stuff called Bonder web. You place that on the fabric and then you get an iron and you press it. Takes a little while. I've cut out loads of those, and then you just peel the paper off, and then magically you have the gluey side of the interfacing of the Bonder web onto the fabric. I would highly recommend that you use a pressing cloth to put over, and then you iron again. Now I'm going to put this on top of here, our next layer, and make boring garments into interesting costumes. Okay. So I've just got some lengths of the same tassel braid that I had on here, but I've done it two thicknesses, make it a bit more interesting. And I'm just going to glue that onto there. Probably a good idea not to do this on top of the red t-shirt. Do it flat on the table, but you get the general idea. Then I'm going to finish off the top with some pieces of feather boa. I'm going to start in the middle there. Now I'm going to just pin this, but ideally what you would do is either glue it on, or hand sew it on. Like, you don't need to sew it all the way around. The next job is the belt. So I got this one on Amazon, and I think it was £4 or £5 or something. I think Primark do them for about £3 if you're lucky. This stuff, which is called Plasters Out, which is like camping mat material. Or craft foam. It's quite easy to get nowadays, but it's not very cheap because you don't have to use this. I just have it in, so I use it all the time. So it's sort of flexible and squishy. It's really good for making shapes here and here. I've started the ribbon, and I'm just going to glue gun it on just to hold the shape. So now I have a bigger belt with a bit of backing, and it also gives it that really nice strong, so it looks like it's boned. I'm just going to see what that looks like. So she's starting to come together. Okay, next is a headdress. Don't have to have a wig on. I just think for carnivals and for parades it's really good to have a wig. I'm not a wig expert, but I quite often use this stuff, which is I think I just got from Pound Stretcher or somewhere. It's Aussie conditioning spray. It's like a spray-in conditioner for normal hair, and it just untangles it. It's just a really good way of making the wig do what you want a little bit. So this is the same stuff again, Plasters Out foam, and I've just cut it into this shape, which I'm just going to stick on like that. So she's got this little tiara, and obviously black foam isn't a very good look, so I'm going to cover it all the way around, and then you just place the fabric over, turn this over and trim round it. So that's going around there. So I want to pick up on the black, which I thought would be nice with these little ostrich feathers. Keep her aloft on the top of her tightrope. Literally. Feathers love glue gun really easily. And then to finish it off, blend it in on the front. I've got more of my braid. Put one piece of glue all the way there. I'm going to do 3 lines. Obviously, if you get different braid, you're going to want your glue in different places. So that's now held the braid up, so it's a bit like a sun ray effect. Which ties in. And then, as you can see on the back, it looks really messy because that's where all my gluing is. So what I'm going to do is I saved a bit of feather boa. I'm just going to stick that on the back there just to hide all the glue, blend it in with the hair. So when you've decided where you're going to put it, I would actually sew the headdress onto the wig. Saves you it, because then once the wig is securely attached to your head, the headdress isn't going anywhere. And just a bit of that feather poking through, blending into the fringe, and then it blends into the wig at the back. So you don't really see much of the wig at all on the top. So when you come to sewing your wig on, you want to sew it securely here, here, here at least, right through with a needle and thread. You could try gluing it, but you just end up getting in a big horrible sticky mess. And there's our headdress.